Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. You're watching Seeing the Unseen with Christopher LaPrath. My name's Kenan, the producer. Tonight, the title is Holy Life, and Christopher has some wonderful things to share on that. But before I turn it over to him for the evening's readings, just a quick thought, which is for everyone out there who's watching, whichever platform you're on, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, be sure to say something in the chat so I know you're here. The first time there's no charge for readings, so don't be shy. Going forward after that, it's $10 per card, or you can pay $100 and cover the entire month, which I highly recommend since we do 3 shows per week. That's Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Arizona time. Now, thanks for listening. Enjoy the show. Here's Christopher.
Great Wednesday blessings to you, everybody. Thanks for being here. This is the Rinpoche incense, the incense that comes from Tibet, from the Rinpoche that taught the Dalai Lama. So great blessings to you. And this is to help you and bless you with clarifying your vision and your perspective. Really, what is your vision? The fact is that we are holy life. We're here 100%. Your life is whole. But we might have added a few things. Belief systems, projections, layers of things that really don't suit us. So to clarify the vision is about dropping off what isn't serving you and where that even came from. But to help you clarify the vision, and if we could bring the list up, I want to welcome everybody. So we've got Teresa, Mason, Laurel, Lana, Marilyn, and Jessica. Thanks for being here. And if you are just watching, please add your name or say hi in the chat, either Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, whichever platform you're watching, so we know that you're here. So again, it's Teresa, Mason, Laurel, Lana, Marilyn, Laura Segert, and Jessica Marie so far. So thank you all so much for being here. This thing with clarifying your vision, what is it that you actually really, really want? The fact is that if you are having doubts, are you willing to release your doubts? Because the doubts keep us bound. For instance, I'll tell you one of my stories. Kenan and I are constantly working on ourselves. My teacher, Barb, is still in my life, in our lives. And the other day I went to her and I said something about like getting ahead with finances. And she looks at me and she goes, getting ahead? She goes, is something chasing you? Like, what are you, what's the thing with getting ahead? You got to stay ahead of, what do you have to stay ahead of? And what we boiled it down to is to clarify my vision and to get rid of and to be more whole, have a holy life, is I had put into my head through years and years of training that I had to stay ahead of unenlightenment. but I had tied it in with money. So my belief system, now get this, everybody, this was a major spaghetti sauce stain on my face that I had on my face for years and didn't even know it. I believed that unenlightened people were the only people that had wealth. I know. And so I did some work around that falsehood and let that drop off my life. And so actually my life became a lot more holy, right? More of a whole life. It was that church entrainment that I had been ingrained with for many, many, many years. So then I started to take a look at, and this may help you. So I looked at my vision and why I'm doing what it is that I do today, finding my vision, being able to help other people the way that I'm able to help, and Kennen's able to help, is when I looked at my life course, I was raised in a haunted house. So there was these spiritual things that were happening. Some of them were really good. Some of them were really freaking scary. If you've read my book, you know. Then I went into the missionary field. I went to China, and I was purporting this higher education with church and spirituality, but it was really skewed. Then I came back to the States, got a job that I've been doing for 20 years in literal higher education. Associate's degrees, bachelor's, master's, doctorates. And now I'm actually, but all of that was a foundation for me to look at, oh, this is my vision. It's about true spiritual higher education. So I took the spiritual that I had learned as a missionary, but it wasn't higher education. Then I went into higher education, and then you go, oh, here I am. So the vision is there. So it might be helpful for you when you look at this card. It's the group card tonight. It's the Holy Mountain. It's about this climb that you've made, but taking a look back to where you've come and the patterns that you've set and what you have done in the past. It'll be like a jigsaw puzzle coming together for you to give you your clarifying vision. Look at the things that you love. Look at what's important to you. And then looking at your past and what you've done and how that's beginning to coalesce into where you're at now. If you don't already have a higher vision or even a clearer perspective. And no matter where you're at, you can do this and still improve your perspective, if that makes sense. Okay. Here we go. So we've got Teresa and Mason. All right, Mason, we'll go first on you, okay? So as you know, Mason, pull the card. Ooh, this is good, Mason. Can we line up the cards to make sure I've got it straight here? Thank you. There we go. All right, Mason, it's called the Prince of Swords. So, Mason, you know how Duncan has those plastic tubes, right? And they help to build the brain. They build brain integration. So I'm talking about our friend, our mutual friend, everybody on the show, Duncan Hepburn, who was on the show about 4 or 5 months ago. He's the neuroscientist, and he has these tools, these tubes that you can use to improve your brain function. So Mason, this is about you doing, don't really use swords, okay? But you can use those plastic tubes and doing different motions with the tubes will help build your brain. And this is going into studying something that you're really loving. It could be even like studying airplanes, if that's an interest of yours. But it's also like looking and studying the sciences and what makes things work. And this is the card of you just, it's like having wings and just ascending and flying, not in a literal sense, but moving up and feeling really, really good about yourself. Because you should. You absolutely should. So I hope that helps, Mason. Get some really good science books. I think that would be, that to me is a really important thing for you right now. And maybe even studying airplanes. Okay. All right, Teresa. So, Teresa, look at what is working for you. Put your energy into what is working for you, not what is not working for you. This is clearing out any corners of your house, energetic wise, that it's your past. And being free of making conclusions in the present because you made those in the past, because you had to in the past, but then it becomes like a habit. It's like my story of only unenlightened people have money. I know. I'm like, oh, I saw myself before going, oh, I would have gotten that. But no, it's not beating up on yourself. You just kind of laugh and go, oh my God. Oh yeah, that totally makes sense. That absolutely totally makes sense, because I was a missionary for so many years. And my family never really had money, and they just thought that people that went to college were snooty. And so it was just like so this is anywhere where there's been ruin, or you viewed as ruin in your past life. It's leaving it completely out of your field and your thinking. And just really, really enjoying being where you're at and what it is that you're doing right now. Because then more is added to it. It's increased. There's an expansion, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay, my dear Laurel. Here we go. Laurel, Lana, Marilyn, Laura, Jessica, Kat, Jared, and Abby, and Marilyn. Okay. Okay, here we go, Laurel. This is art. This is mixing it up a little bit. So I read this somewhere, like during the Renaissance or before the Renaissance, I'll have to look this up to confirm it, but I remember reading that people could not see the color blue. It was like a conditioning. It's like only putting tomato sauce on your spaghetti and not trying olive oil and garlic, not trying Alfredo. This is an expansion of your focus, where you're going beyond the belief that only tomato sauce goes on spaghetti. So let me thank you, Kenan, for looking this up. So in ancient texts such as the Odyssey by Homer, Chinese stories, and Icelandic sagas, blue is rarely mentioned. For example, Homer describes the ocean as wine dark instead of blue. Some believe that this is because blue is rare in plants and animals and blue pigments. Now, here's something you may not know. Pre-modern people couldn't see the color blue. One reason you probably didn't know this is that one reason you probably didn't know this is it isn't true.
It isn't true. That's what I was going to start. I was trying to get your attention.
Okay. But that hasn't stopped a lot of people over the years from claiming it's true. Okay, this is really interesting. So what are you believing that's true that is not true? Okay, that's why I'm bringing this up. Why?
Okay.
What is it? What?
The Himba people actually don't have a word to distinguish green from blue.
Okay. So what are you convincing yourself that is true that is actually not true? That's why this blue came up. I understand why I'm like, why did I even bring that up? Thank you for bringing this up.
It's a big one.
It's this big one. Because that was kind of a really bizarre thing for me to grab, and I'm like, why is this even coming through? So the belief that ancient people couldn't see blue is not true. And so it's looking at what's clearing here is your perspective around your art, and you're judging your art. The art is your heart. And it's judging your singing ability or anywhere where you believe it's not good enough, or what you've been told, or where you're reading into people's reactions or non-reactions. Are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate? This is actually opening up your heart, Laurel. And the art card is about adding a little bit of this and a little bit of that in order to build up your heart, build up your confidence in what it is you do, especially with your singing. Because you're an incredible performer. So universe, show me now how I can do that more. Okay? Okay. All right, my dear Lana. The universe is your oyster. This is everything coming together for you, Lana. You know, when you think about the kudos you used to get when you were a child, if you did something correct or did something good, you know, just the praise that you may have gotten. Think about the universe cheering for you. I want everybody on the show tonight to think about that. What would it sound like if the universe was absolutely cheering you on? This life on earth is a master class. It is absolutely a master class. This is about overcoming tremendous obstacles, experiencing a physical body, experiencing pain and hurt and depression and death, but also, experiencing that joy. It's a masterclass, Lana. So this is grasping your hold, grasping your purpose and your vision, that you have lived life and are living life to the fullest, and you've got cheerleaders opening doors for you, absolutely opening doors for you, in no uncertain terms. Um, when you go out on the lake, touch the water, Lana, and bless it. Send a blessing throughout the entire lake. It's going to circulate back to you, because from that, Lana lives by Pend Oreille Lake, which is the largest lake, like west of the Mississippi. And then you think about the rain that is condensed from that lake, that becomes rain, that goes all over the country, that goes into the rivers, goes into the streams. Your blessing blesses that. In fact, each one of you on the show tonight, when you see a body of water, bless it. When you drink a glass of water, bless it before you drink it. This is really important for you. Okay. Oh, Harry's on.
Yeah, Harry Chapman.
Harry Chapman, welcome to the show. Harry and I went to high school together. Libby, Montana. All right, nice to have you here, Harry. I was trying to say Lana and Harry at the same time. Came up Larry. Okay. I don't actually know what this is, Lana, but it's something unusual. I don't know if something unusual, like a blessing. It's a blessing. It's not a bad thing. If something happened to you or with you on the lake, but it feels like a very high spiritual experience of some kind. Okay, my dear Marilyn. This is the completion card. This is... All right, I'll tell you what I'm seeing. And we're going to probably go into this a little bit more in your private reading on Saturday. But there's a completion happening excuse me. So completion happening starting around the 1870s. And again, we'll go into this more in your private reading. It's something that happened in a lifetime in the 1870s, because I'm seeing horse and buggies. It's like I'm watching an old episode of Gunsmoke. It's only maybe set in New York or Chicago, or there's something you've experienced in that time period that's just now coming to completion. Especially with your kids, with your children. And there's something that they have carried from that time period where we'll talk about this on Saturday. Anyway, there's something from that time period that's coming to completion in this lifetime. Yeah, I'm getting some more details on it, but I'll cover it with you on Saturday. Okay. Thank you. All right, my dear Laura. Okay, Laura. Success, that's how we spell success. That is a cheerlead. Okay, there are parents coming through, Laura. These are parents that have these are parents that have been the parents of children that you have taught or are teaching, that are on these parents are on the other side, and they're thanking you for giving their children. Wow, this is really, they're thanking you for giving their children these are not just words with you, Laura. It's the energy that you put behind your words that changes people's lives. And they know, like I even get it from a few years ago, things that you've said to children whose either one parent or both parents have passed. You don't, they're wanting to tell you the impact that you made on this child, on these children, and that you are making, and to understand the impact of, it's the energy behind your words. It's not just your words. It's like God force. I don't know how else to put it, but it's like a blessing that's changing those children's lives. So it's about looking at the success you are. This is holy life, right? Not only HOLY life, but it's WHOLLY life. It's that important. And to look at the impact that you've had and are having, it's better understanding that you're changing the energy of that person's life, of that child's life. And these parents, I hope this is making sense to you. But it's understanding your power. It's coming more into a better understanding of your power. All right, my dear Jessica. Ace of Discs. This is the angel card, but it's the money card, Jessica. It's more money coming in, but it's what you're doing with the money. So like one of my really good friends, she sends $100 every month to Tibet. So in Tibet, when a father dies, the government gives the family rice. Like no vegetables, no meat. And so the mother ends up dropping her children off at these ashrams, at the churches. We'll call them churches. So my friend donates $100 a month to this one orphanage, and it has 30 children. So she donates that. But that gives them, it not only is able to provide, but it's providing vegetables, it's providing meat 3 times a day, which they never had. And it also provides the orphanage with a cook. Now, this sounds fancy, but the cook, I've seen pictures of this, the cook is in the backyard of the ashram, and it's literally just a corrugated tin roof, with poles, and then they have a big cooking pot. That's it. But the fact is that they can make nutritious meals. And then she donated a washer and dryer. She sent money for them to buy a washer and dryer because the children were washing their clothes in the river, which had microbes in it. I won't go into it, but it was really nasty. My point is more money is really good for you because you know how to use it for good. So anywhere where you've been taught, like I was, that money was the root of all evil, that is a twisted perspective on a holy book or a holy saying, and people get it twisted. This is more money because of your altruism and how altruistic you are, and recognizing that. These are like angelic beings coming in for you, Jessica, and are with you and are for you to have this money, because it is energy. Money is energy. And
Can't be married.
yeah. So that's with you, Jessica, is this more abundance. So if any of us look at the money, look at what money can do and what money can do for us spiritually, and more coming in. All right, Kat, Jared. Okay, Kat. So Jessica got basically the Ace of Discs, which is money, and then Kat, you got the Fortune card. So these two cards together, I don't know if you can all feel that expansion of energy. That is an expansion of energy. It is fortune and angelic blessing, expanding, growing this fortune. And then what is it you want to use your money for? And anywhere, Kat, where you've believed or been taught that you have to work hard for your money, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that? Now, it's a fallacy or a projection. That's an example of a projection from family or society. Yeah. So that I'm just clearing the energy around the fortune there. All right, Jared. So, Jared, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. So, I stopped reading Charlie Brown, the cartoon, because it would just really annoy me when Lucy, who would always hold the football, and Charlie would go to kick it, and she'd move the football, and he'd fall flat on his face or flat on his back. But he did it over and over and over again over a period of years to where I was like, this is annoying. But it's so perspective, right, Jared, on the proverbial carrot that other people hold out for other people, right? Like the carrot in front of the horse, the donkey, or the constantly moving the football. This is you know the dangers of using a needle twice. Can't use the same needle twice, right? Once somebody shows you who they are, believe them. And it's okay to take action. It's okay to dispose of those needles. Once you've been pricked one time, you're done. And then anywhere where you've been cruel with yourself, this is moving the energy out of that, or a wrongness of thinking, or there's something wrong with you. Are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that? You're unique. You're absolutely unique. Anywhere, anyone on the show that has any issue with beating themselves up because they're not like something else or like somebody else or whatever, release, clear, destroy, and uncreate. You're completely unique. And removing any type of cruelty around your thinking about yourself out of your field. Okay. All right, my dear Abby. Abby and Marilyn in the house. you'll know this song, Abby. It's coming through. There's a time and a purpose to everything in heaven. There's a song, Turn, Turn, Turn. It's called Turn, Turn, Turn. It's from the 60s. I think it's the Byrds that sang it, Abby.
Turn, turn, turn.
Turn, 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 yeah. Song.
Bird, right?
Yep, that's it. There's a time and a purpose. So, to everything, turn, turn, turn. It is. It's a song by the Byrds. To everything, there's a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. I haven't thought of this song in years. I don't know why this song is important or who's bringing it through, Abby. But this is a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. Yeah, isn't that a great song? Yeah. Do you remember this song, Ken?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Ken remembers it. So what I'm seeing here is down here, Abby, is the serpent. It's like they're like the snake, but it's also it's symbolic of the Kundalini energy, which is like the creative energy. And so anywhere where anything around creation or around your creation that you've made bad or wrong, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that now? This is a time of awakening. And so this Kundalini energy, it's coming awake for you. And anywhere where you've been made wrong or bad around your creation, around sex, because sex is about children, it's about procreating, it's about allowing them to grow and expand. Then you okay. So we're talking about children here. A human has a baby. They don't have litters. Okay? And then usually you wait at least a few months before another baby comes along. Even if maybe there isn't another baby. But the point is that there's this time between children. There's a space. Now, a woman's purpose is to really have babies. You should be having babies all the time. Okay, I'm kidding. Okay, joking. But a lot of people, a lot of religions teach that. So Abby, this is clearing away any energy around, and not just in this lifetime, but in previous lifetimes, where, and we talked about this on the show, where years ago, my grandparents had 10 or 12 children because the life expectancy of children was not very much. So at least you had some kids that were able to survive and take care of you when you got older. So anywhere where this is so strange, anywhere where that has taken, that's clearing in this lifetime. It's clearing and allowing you to relax. This is letting the Kundalini, the creative energy, relax. Okay, not always having kids, but letting the Kundalini, the creative energy, rest, and then it'll pop out. It will pop up. It will pop back up again. It's definitely going to. But it can be sometimes it can go into a dormant state, which it needs to, and then it pops back up again. You're always right there, but you're in this new creative mode. You're kind of, the hangman is kind of the waiting period. Just wait, do what you love, keep doing what you love. That creative energy comes back big time. Okay, so we have Marilyn Maddox yet next. If you're watching the show and you haven't said anything in the chat, that's the only way that we know that you like a reading, if you say hello in the chat. Okay? All right, my dear Marilyn. So this is the Emperor card. Marilyn, keep doing stretches. Major important for you. I know this is funny with the Emperor card that I would say that, but when I look at this card, immediately what I saw was his leg crossed and doing these stretches, like pulling your leg, doing these major stretches will keep you in full command of your life. And doing it faithfully every day. Different stretches. And I love that you have dogs, like walking the dogs. Okay, some reason, Marilyn, your father popped in. It's not about him being wrong and you being right, but he's honoring your path. It's equivalent to say you were right. No regrets. A lot of like cheering you on. He's using the term it's like he's using the term mentally or emotionally handicapped is how he's describing himself when he was here in many ways. And he's like, I'm getting it next time. I'm getting it next time. I don't know, Marilyn, if he's... It almost feels like he's coming back. Maybe through one of your children or grandchildren, or even Abby's. It doesn't have to be in the same line, but it could be even Abby's children or grandchildren. Yeah, because I got that Kundalini energy with Abby. It very much feels like that. We'll have to talk about that. Tiffany, thanks for being here. Glad you made it. So, okay, so Tiffany, you've got wealth, If 2 cards fell out for you, Tiffany. This is the Eon card. Eon card is okay. So number 1, I'm getting Neptune, like the god of the sea. It's like you're protected on the water. So I don't know if you're planning a cruise or wanting to do something like that. I get that really strongly with this. Is like you're needing some downtime where you can have time just for yourself. And water is really powerful for you for creation. Like water contains a lot of psychic energy. Like it's really powerful for you. And then you've got the wealth card, which is more money coming in. Look at a new vision for yourself. I know you worked really hard to get your doctorate. This is, okay, what's next? What is it that there's something coming in? You're going to know it when you see it. Okay? So you don't have to go looking for it. You're just going to know. All right, my dear ones, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'm going to start telling you now that on the week of September, oh my God, September the 6th, 6th, 7th, huh?
It's the 8th and 9th that we're doing the show.
Yeah, the 8th and 9th, we're not doing a show because Kenan and I will be in San Antonio. We're doing a short seminar in San Antonio for Teresa Lopez and her gang, everybody on the show, so I'm really looking forward to it. And great blessings to you all. If you have any comments, if you have any perspective, I love to hear it because a lot of times I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know why I'm saying it. So I love to hear back on some of that as to what this meant to you for these readings tonight. Anyway, great night. Love you all. See you Sunday.